Welcome, guys. We're just about to get started here. Probably just bursted your eardrums with our professionalism. But sit back, relax, and get ready for an hour around Imola.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, live on the iRacing.com/live page and also on YouTube. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. It's Friday, it's 1900 GMT, which means one thing. It's time for the iRacing LeMans series broadcast, and we're here at Imola, kind of like the Formula One. Formula One went to the Nürburgring, and then it goes to Imola a few weeks later, but we're just having a 1 week gap. We've gone to Nürburgring, we've gone to Germany. We're here now at Imola, home of a very famous kind of races, and of course, on the somber day and the somber weekend of losing Ratzenberg and the Ayrton Senna, but also home with some fantastic battles. Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso, to name one. A few changes over the years, this track. The old chicane at the start-finish line and straight has gone in favour of just a long straight after Ravazza for Tamburello, and it will be very key for a lot of these prototype drivers. We have a stacked field, actually, for the first time in the series for the broadcast. The strength of field for the LMP1s is higher than any other. A 4.1 strength of field for LMP1, a 3.1 strength of field for LMP2, and a 3.8 strength of field for GTE. I, of course, am Craig King, the gift with the gab, and Rob is with me, as per usual, on the cameras. Good evening, Rob. I think he's a little bit preoccupied at the moment. But he is here, do not worry, he is on the cameras. Imola, as we were saying, very good place, and this is the second time, well, this year, that ILMS has come to the track, and it's a very technical track, and you could argue lots of chicanes, lots of tough corners, but a nice amount of overtaking section for the drivers. And just at the start of it, in a shock, really, there is a Porsche on pole for the LMP1s as Jan Volmers is pole. There's two Porsches, Volmers and Corbs, and Corbs currently sitting P4. Volmers sitting P1. I'm keeping an eye on Alex Salmon myself at the moment as he crosses the line to finish his second lap. What will that be? Be interesting to see. That's a 1:23.288. Not good enough to go close, but he takes P3 away from his teammate Lewis Woods. So how about elsewhere? We were talking about the LMP1s being the strongest here, but how about the LMP2s? Well, LMP2s goes to Alexander Victicus Di Brito. He pulled the motor 1:36.93, followed by Magic Neonek at 1:41.063. And into the GTEs quickly, because we have a little bit of a celebrity on hand tonight. Not here at the just setting his first lap. Car number 8 in the Corvette, Tyson Meyer, is out to join us on the broadcast. It's a quick, yeah, I know.
Tyson Meyer, whoa, we've got a celeb.
Has anyone told him that this is the broadcast race?
Nope.
Nope. Shall we leave it like that?
Yeah, I mean, nah.
I've got to be honest, I love the track. Oh, Lauren Benzo in the number 3 car. Pole at the moment for the GTEs.
Oh, he
Tyson Meyer is
knows.
setting his...
Oh, he knows.
Oh, he knows.
Tell him I
I just had a quick look. I just had a quick look at the chat, and there was a quote saying, "Does he know this is the broadcast race?" Followed by a lull. So, yep. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. If this is your first time, this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Home of the iRacing LeMans series, broadcast every Friday night. While we're just watching Tyson finish his lap, just going around the Variante Alta, down now the long, well, the semi-long straight down into Revaza 1 and 2. If you like what you see, of course, hit that
Go on, Tyson. Set a lap.
And the thumbs up. And yeah, set a lap. Set a lap, he says. But if you do like what you see, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us again, because we will be back on Sunday with the Fanatec GT Challenge at Line Rock. But here is Tyson setting his final lap in qualify. He's already got a 139.009. He crosses the line as a 138.807, puts him P3, just splitting Oliver Dean there by just under 2 tenths. So really good time there, and I believe that is everybody qualified, Rob.
Indeed it is. Let's go over the qualifying results.
Yep. I will go ahead while you finish your pizza. I believe you're
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Your dinner. So Jan Corbs will lead off the race at 122.244 by Jan Volmers, a 122.688. Key fact: the only Porsches in the LMP1 field. Then it's the LMP2s. Here come the OCM. Will Lyon 122.770. Alex Salmon 123.288. Lewis Woods 123.320. Sam Blackwood a 123.737. And Ismail Yakubu a 125.211. Into those LMP2s, the Dallara LMP2s. Alexandra Vindicus Vibrito a 130.693. Apologies for the pronunciation. Maciek Mionek a 131.063 in P2. Krzysztof Strovsky 131.109. And Pavel Regel a 131.210 for 4th. Into 5th, Stephen McDonald 131.332. And Andrea Ramacotti a 131.541. Julian Bell a 131.907. And Stefan Waldher a 131.988. Apologies. Vincent Varger in the 132s 132.121. And Andrei Efemenko a 132.189. Fernando Texiera a 132.320. Dean Zayats a 132.369. Nikolai Ferrain, that's a name we haven't heard in a while, a 132.424. And Alain Brown a 132.472. We're just looking at the GTEs.
I'll take a look at the GTEs. Benzo in the car number 3 with a 138.581 puts him in pole position with Ludeke. I regret doing that now. In the car number 20 with a 138.721. Tyson Meyer. Will he quirketize us this race? Let's see. With a 138.807. Oliver Dean with a 138.822 in 4th position. Newland with a 138.835 in 5th position. In 6th is Jatho with a 138.865. Morrison 138.987. Ira with a 139.079 in 8th position. 9th is Ham with the 139.143. That does sound very good. Pacheco with a 139.295 in 10th. Zamora 139.703. Opoku with a 139.706 is good enough for 12th. Gautier with a 139.757. Sorsad 139.926 in 14th. 15th is Plun with a 139.929. And Schiller with a 139.962 leads the rest of the others. As you can see, there is Tyson. But we're not looking at him directly. We're looking at these boys. Look at them. Look at them go. Rolling down towards the start. Finish straight. It is not going to be a 1-2 for Audi this time around. It's a 1-2 for the Porsche 919s. The car number 12. Volmers and the car number 14 of Jan Korps will lead you away as we get ready for 1 hour of Imola. The green flag will drop momentarily. They're just rolling by, very slowly rolling by. Will we get them racing? Come on. There they go. That is Jan Korps pipping the post of the car number 12 and the car number of Will Lines. Car number 10 is going on the outside. That's 2x2 already. And that's going 3 wide going into the first turn. 4 wide going into the first turn. Oh, my goodness gracious. The Senna S is already providing some great functionality. Whoa. Whew. As they make it easy and nice and tight, they touch just a little bit. The LMP2s are making their way by.
Oh, it's been a spin! Brito Di Brito! Just been Brito. He has had a spin.
That's a car number 30 as well. That's going to be trouble for the GTEs as they come around. That is the GTEs. Tyson's in 4th position. He's lost a place to Laurent Benzo. No, Laurent Benzo's lost several. What's going on? I've lost my train of thought.
Laurent Benzo is in the lead. Luchetti is in P2. Oliver Dean taking P3. Tyson Meyer is there. It looks like Dean's trying to make a move on Ledecky. He cannot make a move. We'll just keep watching. Everything's all pretty good at the rest of the GTE field. It's still bad at the moment with Dean and Ledecky. It looks like it's going to be pretty clean and pretty key at the start of this race for position. But Dean's not able to get by Nick, using all the runoff there out of the Piratella into Aqua Minerale, and they're starting to just pull away a little bit. I'm really curious to see what damage is on Alexandra. I think he's still running. Alexander Victor Di Brito is still running off of that. He has to go through the GTE field. But it's Meonek, Regil, McDonald, and Ben is your top 4, as Texiera had pitted. The number 24 car has pitted in the LMP2s. Is that Dean trying to make a move? Dean trying to make a move on Ledecky. He's not able to. There's another car. That's Ramanocki in the gravel there for the LMP2s at Rivazza. Dean and Ledeck trying to go side by side through Rivazza. They do. And Dean has got the better run. So Ledeck, the number 20, started P2. Is going in P3. He's going to let Dean, who started P4 and P2, just get the slipstream if they come down the start-finish line. Into Tamarella they will go. Ledecky in this Ferrari does have the line. Meyer's behind. He's waiting. He wants to try and take it round the outside. We can't go slow and fast out because of the line Dean was taking. But Ledecky gets his P2 back after that at Rivazza.
Absolutely sensational start from the car number 20. He's put himself up back into 2nd position. Ooh, going wide through Villeneuve. No, we don't want to do that too many times, otherwise the gravel trap will get you. He's swung wide. He's swung wide because Oliver Dean coming on the inside. This is almost going to be a 2x2 double-decker bus. Get out of my way. I'm coming through, says Oliver Dean on the inside, and there's been contact. And Leodek is the short end of the stick. He's been given the short end of the stick there, and he's now down into P9 with an LMP1 right in front of him, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, there's an MP2, isn't it? That's an MP2. That might be Ramacotti or Di Brito. I'm not sure.
It is the car number 13.
Yeah, that puts Meyer back into P2. After all that, with Dean having to take evasive maneuvers, and in all due fairness, I think they were happy. I think they're a little bit fortunate it was at Piratella. So much runoff there, which is gravel. Tarmac, sorry. So they were able to just keep that car going without taking too much speed. Meyer in the Corvette, actually one of the only Corvettes in the race, I think. Is there another? I'm not sure. Dean makes a really bad mistake into Rivazza 2, which allows Newland in the Ford. I'll tell you what I like about this GTE field right now is how there's so many different types of cars driving. We've got Fords, we've got Ferraris, we've got Porsches. And like I said, there's only 2 Corvettes in the entire field. But enough about them. Shall we get back to the LMP1s? Well, actually, no, the LMP2s. Let's talk about the LMP2s. We haven't talked about them for a bit. The leaders probably just try to just come out a little bit. Milnek is starting to pull away from Rigel. And then McDonald is also losing Rigel. And then the rest, those 3 themselves are about 4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. That looks like, I'm just trying to see, is that Nikolai Frein? Yeah, Nikolai Frein, name we've not talked about for a while. In the number 38 car. Just in the middle of a sandwich here between Swarovski and Brom. Just trying to see what he can do, just hang with them after a very interesting second lap.
So, this is the update. Pavel Rigel is now in 2nd place. He's ahead of Stefan McDonald and Maciek Mlinek. Oh, we're really going to have some trouble pronouncing some of these names, I swear. 1, 2, 3, and they're all in their own bubble, and then right behind him is the battle for 4th and 5th. Vincent Barjon and Christoph Skorbuski. Jump to them now. Where are they? There they are, coming down the pecking order of the start-finish straight. Doesn't make sense, but oh, the car number 18 coming on the inside, coming into the center. A bit of a squeeze. Squeezed onto the sausage curbs. Not a place where you want to be. Come on, Christoph. You can do it. He's flashing the lights. He wants to see some passing maneuvers being made.
Well, one thing we say is unless there's a mistake in the car in front, you cannot make a move into
there's a
Tosa.
car gone off. Car gone off in the rear. That is Dean Zayat? Yeah, Dean Zayat.
Zayat's gone wide. What's happened here? Did he just lose it? Yeah, he put too much speed going into the first court into Villeneuve. Oh, he hits the wall. Hits the wall hard.
Ooh. I think he touched the curb on the inside. Oh, yeah, he definitely did hit that wall. But does he have any damage? Not necessarily. I don't think so. I mean, these LMP2s...
Sorry. I just realized, sorry to interrupt, the LMP1s have just started going around the GTEs, and it almost looked, I thought there was an issue with one of them getting taken out. That's Zamora, who's had an issue in the GTEs, not caused by an LMP1, but these LMP1s are now starting to go through the GTE field. We always like to talk about, because this is really the tough time. This is the first stage of hell, as we say. You come through the GTEs for the first time. We know that anything can happen as they slice and dice through what is bunched racing, start of a race. You can see that Corbs is losing a bit of his lead to Lion as Lion starts catching. Meanwhile, in the back, you've got Volmers on the back of Salmon, and Volmers in that Porsche losing time, as kind of would be expected as they come to the Variante Alta. The time Salmon's losing there, getting held up by that car. Bookmark from Skorad's there, as we say. But Lewis Woods is behind it. Oh! Volmers had to hit the brakes there with a Paku. Just not holding a line that Volmers expected. Lewis Woods is behind now. Does he want to make a move into Rivazzi? He can't. 3 GTEs into these 2, and Sam Blackwood wants to join the fray. They get by, but they've only got through the first 6 GTE up, by the way, and they're already in a battle, and this Audi is just too strong on the straight. Lewis Woods takes Volmers with basically just easy. It's almost like 2 different classes right now.
The Porsches are not having a good time around here, and look at this. It's just the amount of traffic they're having to deal with. I would not want to be in their shoes right now. At all. And now they've bunched up. That is Lewis Wood, Sam Blackwood, and in the middle is Volmers in the innocent line. Oh, going on the inside of the car number 32. Car number 32 didn't know where to go. He's an innocent little Ford GT boy. Does not want to get hit on either side, I don't think. As he just navigates around now. He's trying to keep the car ahead of him, right where he needs him. He needs to be able to keep that Audi perched so he can take over when the traffic presents an opportunity for himself. And you can see here just the amount of traffic they're having to deal with right now. It's insane how much traffic there is. They're still all bunched up. There's no real gaps. And look at that. That's Sam Blackwood in the background having to take an inside line. Going past the car number 1 of the Ford GT. Past Oliver Dean. Clean racing from now, I think.
He's compromised. Look at his line. He's compromised. Yeah. Compromised there is Blackwood through that line. You can see with that very sketchy exit of Rivazza 1. Volmers is on the back of Woods. Now, what can he do? This is going to be a testament to the Porsche, and just look, he's got nothing. 280 place 300 kilometers an hour. That Audi is just boosting, and Blackwood's going to try and go around the outside of Tamburello onto Volmers. He's unable to. He'll try that slow and fast that we were talking about as Volmers held up from Benzo, just weaving around the lead GTE. Blackwood trying to make a move, and he knows it. Volmers does on the defense. That Blackwood almost goes into Volmers. Again, after Villeneuve comes Tosa. You cannot make a move into Tosa. Blackwood continues. We'll look at the GTEs in a minute, but of course, when the LMP1s go by, not a lot of racing these GTEs can do. Blackwood, every time this Audi comes closer and closer to Volmers, but the Porsche is just taking these corners well. It's just that it doesn't have the boost that the Audi has at the moment. While we say that, though, Jan's Corbs is just, well, he was dominating as Will Lyons has tried to close that gap now after the traffic.
I think Will Lyons is going to try and say, hang on a minute, Corbs. Where are you going? Where are you going in that 919? No. You best come back here. By the way, on the left of your screens is the top 7 for each class. Tyson Meyer up into 2nd position is the notable one that I can see. McDonald and Raidillon 2nd and 3rd. I think they switched places.
Yes, I'm just watching. McDonald went really wide on the exit of Villeneuve there. When I say using all the runoff he used every bit of it and more. He was in a tight battle with Regal at the moment. They were 0.2 going down into Tamburello, and then Villeneuve was also just as close. These two are battling it out, and there's not really a lot to separate them to, just a tenth of a second in their last lap. Behind them, as you can see, is you've got Barjon and Frayne also in a battle. So a couple battles in the LMP2s are starting to heat up, and there are a few. Well, let's see where Corbs is at the moment. They're now starting to go through the LMP2 traffic. Such is the life of Imola. It's such a quick track for these LMP1s that it is just get out as fast as you can, and you get lapped pretty fast. We're looking at 43 laps today. That's the aim. As you can see, we've got a battle for the lead in LMP1. We've got a battle for P2 in the LMP2s, a battle for P5 in the LMP2s. We've only 10 minutes in the race.
I thought you were about to say GTEs, and I was just like, hang on a minute. You said LMP2 twice. Never mind. You were correct. Either way. 10 minutes gone. 15 minutes left remaining. Will the pipettes of the LMP2s hold out? Well, they will. Oh, the car number 37 looking on the inside of the car number 35 of Stephen McDonald. Pavel Raidillon looking to see if he can upset the Alpha car and push Stephen McDonald back a pace. They're both similar iRacing, so Stephen McDonald has iRacing with 26.40. Pavel Raidillon 25.66. So they're, in terms of pace alone, I'm pretty sure they're very evenly matched. Only a tenth separating them on that last lap. And now it is time for them to start moving through GTE traffic. That's the car number 23 of Jonathan Zamora in 16th position, all on his own, really. He's sort of doing his bit.
I was just looking down the order, Rob, though.
Go ahead.
Down the order. You just missed it in the camera when we saw McDonald and Raidillon there in a battle, because a few cars behind them was a 3-car battle for P5. It was Barjon and Frayne. Alain Braun has started to... Vincent Barjon going very wide coming out of Aqua Minerale 2. Back end kicking out a fierce way. And he's using a lot of the run-up. Using a lot of the run-up. And of course, these cars these Delaras do not like low-speed corners because of that. And I think if you've driven Monza, you know what I mean. That's the kind of the idea with these slow corners. You come out like that first chicane at Monza, and you try and put the power down in these LMP2s. There's nowhere to go because the backs do spin. Think of it almost like a stock car. Just too much power in the back wheels, and you have to wrestle these cars through the slower corners, and that is what you're seeing a lot with this I was going to say tail striking. That's a totally different terminology altogether. But the back of the car just weaving about as you see these cars. You'll probably see it as they come around. Probably not Tamburello. It's a very far chicane. You'll probably see it through Villeneuve, if anything.
We have a move. Stephen McDonald has lost second position. This is what exactly happened. Coming out of the first 1, 2, 3. And that's the car number 37 going into Villeneuve. A very good dive. But him in good stead from Pavel Raidillon. Third place to second place. Stephen McDonald down into third. Going on Tosa, he did not make a move back. He did not try and even attempt anything. He just wants to sit behind it, I think, and see where this battle goes. But he's not letting him go. No let up for Pavel Raidillon. He's made the move and now he has to hold it. Coming down towards final 2 corners. Let's just hope this battle continues. We also have
the lead battle for the LMP1s.
We do indeed.
Watching that, Corbs and Lion. A very interesting thing is they came through the Variante Alta. Corbs managed to get by an LMP2 and put it in between him and Lion, and we call that bookmarking, terminology we use. And in fact, we see Corbs is trying to do it right now, but Frayne had to stay on that outside line, so wasn't able to do that right now. Corbs using an LMP2 just to get a little bit of an advantage through the Variante Alta. But now you see the straight 291, 291. They're matching each other in pace. You can see that Corbs has got a better boost strategy than Volmer's, just looking at the speed differential. The gap is now only 0.3, but Lion took 3 tenths off that last lap, a 127.771, placed a 128.100, so 4 tenths really almost when you look at it, coming around Villeneuve. And these cars, some of these cars, it's interesting to see how much of that runoff they use on the exit of Villeneuve. They go all the way to the end. And again, a slow toast-up there for Corbs. Lion wants to try and put himself into an overtaking position. Was looking at forcing the issue there at Pertella, was unable to. And again, wanted to try and make something happen and disrupt Corvs as they came through Aqua Minerale. It's not happening. There is an LMP2 up the road, but it's not going to be in time for Corvs. He does need some traffic just to help him, but once he gets by the Variante Alta, he's got 3 LMP2s, but most importantly a GTE as well. And I'm pretty sure McDonald and Regal is in the pack up ahead, so if he can just get by them, he can. And is that Regal just trying to bookmark? It is. That's Vince Sorad in front, bookmarking, being bookmarked there between McDonald and Regal, and that's what we're talking about. It has affected McDonald there, but back to that lead race at the moment. Corvs battling Lion, 280, 285. Corvs is a little bit faster, but where's this LMP2 going to go? Does Corvs hold up for it? He's got no choice to. There's no way for him to make that move. He's going to be held up in traffic, and here comes OCM. Alex Salmon is now in the fray. The traffic has meant that the top 3 are now all together, but Alex Salmon might be bookmarked. He will be bookmarked, so we'll hold back on the OCM for the moment.
You can just see Chopper giving us a very nice view of, it seems from the air that there's a lot of space, but one wrong move and it's all tears and it's all curtains really, as they get by some more GTE traffic.
Look how wide Will Lyon's gone. He overshot it. He was trying to get past Flon. And I think he just overshot, overtook too much speed, or not enough brake. And again, that is so good that Piratella has that runoff, because he would have been in the gravel. And I think that probably helped him make the risk, but he's lost time on Corvs. Making that move, he's lost a little bit of time on Corvs. But Alex Salmon also got affected, so don't expect any magic yet from Salmon to try and take P2. It's not going to happen yet.
Battle in GTE. A Ford's among us. Hooray! A Ford battling a Porsche 991 RSR. It is Barry Morrison versus Nicholas Pacheco, apologies. For 6th position, the car number 6 versus the car number 11. They've been bumper to bumper for the last lap, and now they have another gem in the helm. That is Julian Jaffo, car number 22 right behind him, with LMP1 traffic passing by. This is going to be a butt clencher of a moment. Oh! Car number 14 putting himself right in the thread between this battle for 6th. And there goes Alex Salmon on the... No, yeah, that is Alex Salmon on the inside. And he's upset the apple cart. That's Will Lyon. He's actually lost a place. But I want to keep a focus on this in particular, because the apple cart has been upset for the GTEs. Nicholas Pacheco has lost the rear end of Barry Morrison. He's up ahead of him. He can see him. But he's got LMP1s diving all over the place. That's another Porsche 919, the car number 12 of Jan Volmers. It's gone for bad for worse for him.
There's 3 wide. You see 3 wide up ahead. I did indeed. That was Lewis Woods trying to get by Milnek and Morrison at the same time. A little bit of a risky. You were saying about upsetting the apple cart. J-Fo tried to make a move on Pacheco, almost like a little bit of an oval move there. He saw Sam Blackwood trying to go down Tosa and on Pacheco. Pacheco was forced wide, and Jaffo thought, you know what, I'm going to take the same line. Didn't pay off for him, and he had to yield a little bit. But what with a battle for 6th and 7th, now a battle for 7th and 8th. Because of that, as Pacheco and Jaffo have lost the slipstream there of Morrison. So that's one to keep an eye out on. How about this lead, though? I mean, after that lap, well, I'm just going back to that lead, sorry, in the LMP1s. After that lap traffic, Corvs has got a 2.5 lead. And like you say, Will Lyon lost P2 to Alex Salmon. Alex Salmon catching on, but Lyon wants to respond. Tosa's not the corner, and he's compromised himself by taking an inside line as Will Lyon. But he's holding on. Behind he goes. There's not going to be a move in Peritella, and there won't be a move into Aqua Minerale. He is holding, and it's interesting.
If he's got his brake pills on, he'll put a move in here when he kind of wanted to. He was swinging very wide, coming towards Aqua Minerale 1 into 2. There's not going to be a move there. What? Ooh, Alex Salmon intentionally giving him the weave, making sure that his inside is clear, and so that the car of Will Lyon can't boost up on the inside and force the issue. So this one's going to be one to watch as they come down towards the final 2 corners. I think they call this one wrong in Crew Chief, by the way. These 2 particular corners, I think they call them wrong.
I'm not sure, but it is definitely Ravaza 1 and Ravaza 2, as they do say. I want to see the boost strategy. Salmon's up to 295. Will Lion's only at 289. So Black Salmon using more boost there as Salmon, or was it a case of Salmon with a poor exit regardless? Salmon faster on the straight than Lion, and that's what he needs. A 125.644 for Salmon, 125.353 for Lion. As you will continue to see these battles. Shout out to trackcams22.com for providing these fantastic cameras that they keep slicing and dicing as Salmon wants to move. They have got clean air for another 2 laps. Nearest car to lap is 19 seconds but in front of them. So it's all clean racing for the moment. No traffic to worry about. And of course, that plays into the hands of these Audis when trying to catch that Porsche in front of Jan Corbs.
Tyson Meyer update. Where is he? There he is. Still in geodesic. Has he crashed yet? He's not crashed, but he's got lap traffic coming around. Car number 37. That is the car number 37 of Pavel Raidillon. So Pavel Raidillon now has lost the tail that he had for Stephen McDonald. Stephen McDonald will have to push in some very good laps, but he was 2/10 of a lap, 2/10 of a second a lap slower than he was. That being Pavel Raidillon, and now he's got traffic behind him in the guise of the car number 18 of Krzysztof Skorupski.
We haven't talked a lot about Skorupski. He started P3, gone down to P4 at the start of that race, but he is putting in some very good lap times. He had a 1:33.302. He's been pretty much in the 32s and 33s all race with a fastest lap of 1:31.956. I want to watch this battle because one thing you always think is, well, the straight doesn't really give much, but the moment you get past the pit exit, all of a sudden those with slipstream start to capitalize, and you can just see Skorupski may have lost that slipstream bit when trying to go around traffic, but he caught on to the back of that car so much, and that's Raidillon who's been held up from Benzo. So now second, third, and fourth are in a battle here, and it looks like Skorupski will have to just yield. He gets stuck behind that GTE, as now it turns into a battle for second and third again. Raidillon and McDonald, round 3. I'm pretty sure it is. There's the Nyan Cat livery of Raidillon against the, what would you call that for McDonald? I'm not sure, but an interesting livery, a paint splatter livery for McDonald there. So an interesting battle heating up, and it's 3 cars now. And again, nearest car to lap for them is 10 seconds up the road. So again, free air, clean air for these 3 LMP2s as they battle around coming up to the Valiente Alta.
Shouldn't forget the GTEs. They do have battles of their own. Axel Ayer battling with Oliver Dean. 2 Ferraris. Unfortunately, Oliver Dean he's down the pecking order as far as I'm aware. He started in 4th, I think. Well, no, he's actually not down the pecking order. He had a good start, but then he lost it. He lost his advantage, so now he's having to fight for it again. But Axel Ayer, I think he did start way down the field.
He started 8th. He is now up to 5th. So a nice little start in the Ferrari here. It's nice to see the Ferrari out on display. We haven't seen that a lot this season. Usually been a Porsche or a Corvette field. So it's nice to just see a massive mix today of all 4 classes in all 4 cars in the GT. Now this is the slipstream I was on about with Ari. Look how much he's just gained just using that slipstream coming by. But then he has to yield any chance there because that is Efremenko who just comes by and kind of like a reverse bookmark there. And as Rob says, disrupts the apple cart as all that speed, all that gap that Ari that just gained has just gone away from that one move of having to let the lap traffic through going into Tamburello. He will try and cap it, will try and get back 0.6 of a second, but he was 0.3, and he probably could have been looking at a move not at Villeneuve or Tosa, but maybe into Peritella after just holding on the back.
Reset and try again, but he's also got the car number 34 behind him, and that is car 34 of Alain Bohm. So his luck has gone from bad to worse, really, because the traffic is just meeting him there, where he really would like it to meet there. You get what I mean? You would like...
Yeah. Ooh. Boom. Just... No, that Dean just not... No! Touch! Boom has spun Dean! Dean has spun then. I'm not sure what that was all about. You were even. I think you were even a little bit, Bum. You did have right to the corner and you just backed off, I feel. Dean spins. Where has he gone down? Well, he's down in P9. He's in a battle now with Van der Ham in P10. So from top 5 to the top 10, and we do have Dean Zayatas in the pits. Is it Pipette time? Is it time to fill the Pipette up, Rob? 34.5 minutes to go. No, it's a drive-through penalty? No, he did pit. I apologize, he didn't. But
for
only briefly.
Yeah, very 5 seconds. What did he pit for? Because he won't have enough fuel to make it to the end on 5 seconds of additional fuel.
Now, was that probably not slowing down and having to take a stop and hold? But that's a very quick stop and hold. We'll keep an eye out on that. Meanwhile, I'll tell you what I want to keep an eye out on. The lead battle in the LMP1s has gone to a 3-car battle again. As I say that, though, there is a LMP2 bookmarking a very nice Stefan Waldherb there in between, as Corbs puts another half a second lead over Salmon. But Salmon has to battle Will Lyon once again. Pretty sure these two had a memorable battle earlier in the season. Look at that, earlier in the year, here. Lyon goes for the boost out of Toaster, and Salmon responds. Almost like he waited to see what Lyon did. Into Aqua Minerale, you can see Lyon wanted to try and look at a move. Oh, the traffic. In some respects, I think he might be happy that Salmon just decided to make that Audi wider than it is, and more traffic through it. Oh, Salmon can't get by. Into Variante Alto, you can see Dean there in a battle with Ledecky as well now. We'll keep an eye on that. Lyon wants to take more boost. Has Salmon used too much trying to fight with Lyon? Does feel like it. Lyon won't make a move here into Rivasa. He won't. Rivasa 1. It compromises his entry. Rivasa 2 gets it better. Now, can he get good boosting? There is clear traffic, clear road, ahead. A couple of cars going, but no, Salmon holds on to his boost. Good little boost battle there. A little bit of chest by both of them. Salmon is gone. In fact, he gets by Barry Morrison. He puts almost half a second on Lyon there, just from that little boost on the start-finish track.
He just wanted to be able to bookmark somebody in case he ran into traffic, and he did run into traffic, but he had a bookmark behind him. Ooh, car number 21, not liking what he's seeing. Seeing a big bad Audi behind him. And that's the car number 21 of Dean Zayats. I keep trying to say Zaytas for some reason.
I want to say Zat. I apologize. Yeah, I don't know why. I do apologize, Dean, for that. It's a force of habit. But Salmon, this is
sorry to cut across you. LMP2 development. Stephen McDonald's now down into 4th. We've missed that. As is Raidillon TV etiquette. I'm only kidding. Car number 37, the car number 18 now battling. That is Krzysztof Skorpski on the outside coming into the first corner. Oh,
he's going to make it! They touch, but he makes it!
Oh, no,
what
there's
a
been
move
another
from
touch.
Skorpski! What a move from Skorpski! Brilliant move! Going around the outside into the inside of Tamburello. A little bit of touching there, but nothing too much to push both guys off. A little bit of respect from both drivers. What a move from Krzysztof Skorpski there to take P2, I think P2 back. If I'm honest, I think he was running P2 at one stage. He did stop P3.
He did clip the right front of Pavel's car, and then Stephen McDonald had nowhere to go, really, and just couldn't move. You know, at that point, he was sort of a passenger waiting to see what had happened. I don't know if any car of the three have damage. It doesn't seem like it.
Doesn't see it. Meanwhile, Jan Volmers takes back P5 in the LMP1s. We did miss that over Sam Blackwood. Nothing much to sing home about at the moment, but that move from Skorpski. And now Reichel's in a battle with McDonald. There might be damage. It's hard to see. These things are built like tanks. So even if there is damage, you're only looking at a couple seconds. I think the key is to see, does any of them have top-end issues? If they have top-end speed issues, then we can talk about it. Apologies. Then we can talk about there is issues. But at the moment, let's see, 278 plays 2 steps. So Reichel did not get a good launch there. He is matching speed, so I don't think these cars really have any serious issues after that little coming together.
Battle for P1 in LMP1. Alex Salmon, after having overtaken Will Lion, is now looking to see if he can have a crack at the whip, and that's the car number 33 in the middle of them. Car number 33 of Andrei Efimenko coming by, and there's another car. That's the Ferrari. I think that was the car number 30.
Oh, it's a buckle! Sorry, that made people's heart rate go a little bit. What happened there to Apoku? I think he just clipped the grass when trying to brake for Villeneuve. I mean, if I'm in the cockpit, oh my god, if I'm in the cockpit, yeah, Salmon, I'm worried. That really was worrying. It actually opens up Will Lion to have another crack. And you've got to start thinking to yourself, Corvs has not got the top speed. The more Salmon and Lion battle, the more they get held up with traffic, the more cars that Corvs can use to bookmark. He's basically bookmarking the Encyclopedia Britannica at this moment. He basically is winning this race with traffic. That's not a knock at Corvs. That's just a Porsche, and he's playing the game right. As this battle for P2 is now a free car battle, a free tractor battle, as we say, as Lewis Woods now joins the fray.
Lewis Woods, having gotten the short end of it. Oh, he's got the short end of the stick again. He's having to wait behind the car number 36 of Vincent Bonjon, and then boost battle up the way to turn 1 again. Will he get by the LMP2 of the car number 38, Nikolai Frein? No, he won't. You'll have to sit behind him for almost the entirety of the Senna S's. Off he goes, but he's lost time. He's now 1.2 seconds behind. And look at the line they take through Villeneuve, by the way. I just want to see. Ooh, I think Lewis Woods ate a bit too much of the sausage cribs on the inside.
Might have did. I'll tell you what, it's not gone well for Alexander Miniticusti-Brito. The pole sitter for the LMP2 spun out on the first corner, and now in another incident at Rivasa, he has damage to the back. He's in the pits. He fought his way all the way back up to the LMP2 field, but another bit of damage. Be interesting to see if he decides to pull the car or not. But he is in that pit window. There's 27 minutes left, so I think he'll be okay.
Oh! I want a replay of that again.
iRacing. Can we have a word, please?
Just at half speed. Oh, yeah. And that'll do it.
Wow, yeah, can we have a word, please, iRacing?
My poor LMP2s. What are you doing to them?
Right. Raidillon, McDonald, round 4, they almost come together coming down the start-finish straight. McDonald with a lot of time, and he's got bumped in the back there, and they had to just go around the Brito. McDonald does get the position, but he's forced to slow down. Raidillon will take that position back, but they almost went into each other. Raidillon will get it back, and McDonald has to respond. He had that move, but because of what happened there with that lap card there of the Brito, he had to take evasive action, and I don't think Raidillon was ready for it. And they almost came together. Close moment there, and that's the first time I think that McDonald has got close to making the move on Raidillon. Now apparently Tyson Meyer, his catching. He was a second behind Benso last lap. Now 1.2 down to 1.4. A 139.6 plays a 139.4 this lap, but the previous lap was different. We're looking almost the other way as Benso did a 142.26. Meyer is catching. We'll keep our eyes on it, as you'll be able to see on the live timings when we do a split. You'll be able to see the gaps. It's 1 point at the moment for the geodesic driver. Going down to 1.3. The Corvette, let's just be real, not a lot of Corvettes here today. Like I said, only 2 Corvettes flying the flag as it is. The Corvette sounds weird after all the racing we've seen this season. But Tyson doing very well in this Corvette, really just pulling it. And of course, I'm pretty sure that this is one of his favorite tracks to race full stop on iRacing. It's also
the most infamous track he's raced.
Yeah. All I know is if you ever see a clip from Tyson Meyer, 9 times or a stream, 9 times out of 10, if there's an Imola week, no matter if it's going to be in supercars, if it's going to be in
Tyson Meyer, oh dear, taking a bit too much of the inside curb there at the chicane. Watch this. Watch this for us. You know, you're coming up to the corner. and you're doing your thing, and take a bit. Ooh, oh dear, bit too much. He got air though. I give him that. A bit too much of the first half of that chicane there. I wonder if he's got damage from that. I hope he doesn't. It doesn't look like it.
No, he does not have damage at the moment, which is good to see. Just looking around elsewhere, I think the pipette has started. Julian Bell and Stefan Waldher have pitted. So they are taking their pit stops. It's a joke. It's a joke. Pipettes and Milnek, the lead LMP2, now in the pit. And I think he'll be happy. He's just managed to get away before these LMP1s start battling. Woods cannot battle. Lions, cannot battle Woods. I mean, Salmon. I'm getting my names confused. Lions losing the tail to Salmon, and it's getting pulled in from Woods. Meanwhile, Blackwood takes Volmers. It's all happening in the LMP1s. You don't really see a lot of overtaking for the prototype cars around here, but this LMP1 battle everywhere, really, when you look at it, is just looking really good at the moment. And again, Lewis Woods catching Lion. Now, we were talking about how Volmers and the Porsche, and also as well with Korb, they don't really have that top-end speed. Feels like Will Lyon doesn't have that top-end speed on the start-finish straight.
Right now is yeah, exactly. Ooh, bit too close for comfort there, Volmers. When he takes down Blackwood coming around the outside, almost hit the back end of that LMP2. I think it was Dean.
Bell.
Oh, no, it wasn't
Julian
Dean.
Bell. Yeah, it was Julian Bell. Was the LMP2 that they went by. So, Blackwood's gone too hard. He's off. He's off using the runoff. He's lost the back of Volmers there. You could just see he went over the first bit of Valiente Alta, that same bit that Quirk went over. And you can see what happened in these prototypes. If you take too much of that curve, the car just went the other way and he had to just fight it. So Blackwood will have to try again. As we see now, Van der Ham in the pit for the GTEs. So that's an early pit stop. He was behind. Was that Oliver Dean he was behind? So I think he was just trying to play a bit of strategy there, try to go for an undercut per se. So we'll wait and see how that works. Looking elsewhere, the GTEs have also just caught up because here's Pacheco trying to make. Oh, he's touched Texiera. Just as I say that, I look at a car and there's an incident. I have cursed. He looked at catching Japo, did Pacheco, and unfortunately, as they come down to Villeneuve, gets touched from Texiera.
I'm still looking at this, by the way, because it's LMP1 memery. Just the amount of very close moments, and I'm only commentating yet I'm sweating already. I'm sweating.
I'm sweating because my room's too hot.
Yeah, but that's cheating. Will Lyons looking over the back end of Alex Salmon. He looked like he was going to try and make the gap, but he didn't. Tyson has now closed the gap to 1.1 seconds, by the way. We'll cut to him once he starts pushing even further. I wonder if he's fuel saving or anything right now. I'm not sure if he is. Somebody in the chat tell us. Is he fuel saving?
While you're looking at that LMP1 battle, I'll just go over the lap times. He just did a 39.051, his fastest lap of the race. 5/10 faster than Benzo, who did a 39.646. So he is catching. The gap is down to 0.8. There is an LMP2. Nikolai Prain is just coming to the pits and out the pits. So he has got that, but Meyer is catching. That is one of the fastest laps of the day in the Corvette. Now it's 0.7 as Benzo gets held up.
Oh no, I just saw his helmet.
Oh, okay, we'll keep moving on.
Very swiftly, as that is GTE lap traffic on the outside. That's a very damaged Ferrari with his front end. Bloody nose. That's LMP1.
Alex Salmon just being a bit tight there. Benzo does get by Apoku at the same time. That's fine. Meyer had to hold off, but now with that little bit of a scare, the gap is half a second for the leaders of the GTEs. Meyer's had a pretty safe lap so far. Benzo's been the one in trouble, and look what happens now. I thought Woods was going to try and make a move there into Variante Alta. He doesn't. He goes in between them, so Benzo gets a little bit of a reprieve for the moment as he sees Woods and Volmers go by. Yes, that's Volmers trying to catch on to Woods at the moment. gap is going to be down to 0.8.
Ascend from
again.
that LMP1. My goodness.
That's Sam Blackwood, and the gap just opens up again. I cursed you, Tyson. I apologize. You had a great first half of the lap, and then the LMP traffic just ruined you. As I say that, the top 3 of the LMP1s are in the pits now.
Except for Sam Blackwood. He's the only one that is staying out right now. As you can see there, just on the bottom of the screens, he just went by. We have 2 retirements so far. No, we only have 1. Fernando Teixeira stayed out. Andrea Ramacchiotti decided to retire the car. And that was the incident we saw at lap 1, turn 3, when the LMP1s came together. And look at this gap. This gap is now coming down the pecking order. It is now 0.8 of a second, 0.7 of a second. Tyson is closing the gap. He's now got a little bit of slipstream to work with. Can he make it happen? He needs to make it happen on the straights. He's, and I quote here, Reggie Robertson. No, he's pushing. Rari is just rapid on the straights. Rari being short for Ferrari. Yeah, exactly.
That's a new one, I must admit. I've always called it a Fezzer. That's Nikolai Freinhoff, I think. Is that Nikolai Frein? Yes, he's slow. Now, what's happened here? Oh, he's lost it at Variante Alta. Oh, he's lost it. He tried to go too fast, and as he tried to turn, car said no. So he spun out there. He was in a battle with Regal, I believe.
Oh!
So that's unlucky for him. Julian Bell now retires the car. Did not see what happened to Bell. That's our second
that
retirement.
is a lot of damage on that car. Let's see what happened. He was full pace going into the Senna S's here. Turn 1, 2, and 3. Oh, he cut too much of the inside curb coming into 1. And the sausage curbs ate up that floor.
And that's probably an engine as well. The amount of damage there, it's probably an engine. In fact, yeah, you can see he just decided, that's it, I'm going to have to pull in. Gap for the GTEs once again is 0.9 of a second between Benso and Meyer. We'll look elsewhere for the moment as that starts to catch as now everybody's pitted. Let's get an idea for the LMP1s, that is. Let's get an idea of where everybody is. Corbs is trying to catch Salmon, while Corbs is trying to defend Woods. Volmers is trying to defend Jacobu, who I believe has not pitted yet. Not according to my screen.
No.
I might be wrong.
No, all LMP1s have pitted at this stage.
Then my screen is wrong. Oh, Salmon's had a bad Villeneuve, but he's put the car right in the middle of the track. Corb's got nowhere to go. Couldn't make a guess of where to go, but he could have made a move in the Tosa if there was an open line. We'll wait and see now. Again, you can't really do much of Piratella, unless your name is Lewis Woods, but you won't be able to do much. He's carrying a lot more speed into Piratella. Salmon just having to be on the brakes a bit more. Makes me wonder if Sam's probably under-fueled or just taking a little bit less fuel and just preserving the fuel. We'll wait and see as these two starting to pull away a little bit from Volmers and Woods. And Volmers and Jacobu. So after that pit stop, basically half the LMP1 field is all together. The band's back together, but it ain't going to be a reunion. It's going to be messy like the Ramones and Guns N' Roses. We'll wait and see what happens. There is 16 minutes remaining, 12 laps remaining. Woods goes a little bit wide and a little bit of a sketchy run in to Ravazza 2. And Volmers is going to capitalize on this. Here comes the boost. Volmers, that is a Porsche, not just your set. That is a Porsche on speed, overtaking an Audi. They'll come down into Tamburello. Woods gets his boost back, side by side into Tamburello. There is an LMP2 there at Palm. Woods gets by, but he's just not got the line. Volmers takes it. Oh, they're free wide right now with an LMP1 and an LMP2 and a GTE.
That's interesting. Jacobu in the background.
Jacobu's in the background now as well.
Oh, Lewis Woods going wide, coming out of Villeneuve. He's under threat from Ishmael Jacobu, coming around Tosa. And he's gone wide again, coming out of Tosa. What's going on, Lewis? Come on. You can do it, buddy.
Oh, Jacobu's trying to make the move. Is he going to make it around the outside? He goes around the outside. He's going to go off the track. Almost hit the gravel. And they almost come together. Oh, my word. Blackwood's now in the fray as well. So just forget it. Everybody at the moment, you know what? The top 7 in the LMP1s are separated by 6 seconds from it was the last lap. Will Lyon, it was in the lead. Of course, Alexander Corbs is, well...
Tyson Meyer is in the lead. He overtook the car, and this is how it happened. We see in the pits. Tyson Ooh, he just gets it.
Oh, hang on. Quirk's at the end of the pit lane. Has he got to serve a penalty? He's got a speeding penalty.
No, Tyson.
Maya has a speeding penalty as he comes out of the pit lane too fast.
Did he get a black flag? Do we know?
Apparently he has a black flag. I'm not entirely sure if that is true. That is what chat is telling us at the moment. We'll wait and see. Yes, confirmed. Black flag. Unfortunately, Maya took provisional lead and he's lost it. Pacheco comes into the pits. He will join Pacheco. So he's going to be down in about, what, P6?
Balmers, what are you doing? What was that? Oh, my heart. Almost rear-ended a puffer.
But by the way, we got to say, Jan Corbs did lose the lead from the pits because of the fuels. Can he catch onto Will Line? I'm not entirely sure. But Salmon is pulling away from Corbs. Volmer's in a battle with Corbs, and two Porsches at the front of the field, third and fourth. It's something we don't see a lot. Volmer's has now extended his lead, by the way, to a second and a half over Woods. I'm out of breath at the moment. The LMP1 field is still 7 seconds between first and seventh. I mean, we've talked so much about the LMP1s. We've talked so much about the GTEs, as we do see.
Oh no, the car number 14, Jan Corbs hitting the rear end of a Porsche coming through the final corners. Oh, don't be doing that now.
No damage.
Very close to
damage. But in fact, he is pulling away from Volmers as here comes Lewis Woods. The Audi comes back for more. But again, he's on the outside going into Tamburello. Can he get the full car width there? He cannot. They're going to go 2 by 2 again. And again, Woods has to take that inside line. And he's compromised. He loses out again to Volmers. Volmers doing a fantastic defensive job here, going through the Tamburello chicane. And now Blackwood again just comes in and decides, I want some. And so does Jacobu. We're looking so much at this field. I mean, quick check over of the LMP2 field, and it's pretty much all the same at the moment. There is no lead, there is no battle happening as we speak. There are just 2 second gaps everywhere. So we'll keep looking at that. We'll keep looking to see what's happened in the GTE. By the way, Maya is down to 13th and in a battle with Plon. He might get that to get P12, but yeah, that's that done, unfortunately for Maya.
Oh, on the inside within the car number 29 going through Akon Minerali too. Oh, the back end sliding out. I can tell he's not happy with himself having gotten a black flag on the pit exit. He had it in the bag. And then, oh, a little bit of another bounce there. Is that another bounce over a curb?
Maybe, but it's all okay. It's all okay. I'm losing my voice at the moment. Volmers has to slow down on the start-finish straight because of an LMP2. Oh my word! Woods is going 3 wide! 3 wide! Almost goes 3 wide and makes it stick, but Woods has that position. Oh, that was a bit scary. Not gonna lie, that was very scary. I think for all of them, I think Woods at one stage was on the grass.
This is the view from Volmers' car. Oh! Crikey, can't even see Lewis Woods up until he's past the LMP2.
Is that almost 4 wide? Sweet mother of Mary. That was 4 wide. Black was now in a... Wow.
I said crikey so much, I'm pretty sure I'm becoming Australian. Not really, though, but it...
Oh, Jacobu almost in the back of Blackwood. He's pushed him off Aqua Minerale. Turner in the rough. Jacobu pushed the pass there, you could say in American terms. He gets P6 over Blackwood on his charge. A late charge with 11 minutes to go up the field. Started in 7th. Now back to 6th. Trying to catch to the front of the field. Going to be a tough ask, in all due fairness. I'm out of breath.
Car number 9 is Ronnie Jacobu. Not taking any chances. Quite literally. Oliver Dean in 8th position, chasing down the car number 7 of Brian van der Ham. Tyson Meyer looking to see if he can pass Jan Schiller ahead of him. He's putting good laps now, but he has to be careful. He might be
very careful.
Yeah, he might be upset with himself, but needs to keep the focus. Needs to keep it up. He can still make places back. It's not the end of the world just yet. And he can still make one more place back and get into the top 10. It's not counted, unfortunately, by iRacing. Only top 5 counts. On the inside, going down into the first corner. Who blinks first? That is the Porsche of Jan Schiller blinking first.
Yep. Schiller blinks first. He yields that position. Unfortunately, the next car is 15 seconds up the road from Meyer. It's going to be a tall order to get back up there with 9 minutes to go.
He's 14 seconds. He's 14 seconds behind the next guy, even.
Yeah. I'll tell you what else is the tall order. Jan Korb's trying to get his lead back. But he's up to the back of Stout, as I say that.
Oh, and he's gone wide. He's gone too far deep. He's gone too far deep. Good English, Robert.
Sorry, I'm holding my head in shame, not because of what you said, because I jinxed him. That's 2 jinxes today.
You quite literally talked about him, and in the second you talked about him, he went wide.
He was doing so well, and had that battle sign up with Salmon. It might be the battle for the lead gone. He's 3.5 seconds behind Lion. He's going to need some laps of the gods, including traffic, if he wants to try and get the lead back. He might be able to get a P2, which would be a great performance in a Porsche, of course, but not the performance he would want. We'll keep an eye on that, of course. LMP2s, again, there's not much to show in the LMP2s. We will keep dicing back when we can. Closest battle at the moment is Shropsky and McDonald.
We have an even more insane battle, a battle for P4. Nicholas Pacheco versus Barry Morrison. They were battling before, and now they're back together again. The band is back together, except it's in GTE. Car 6 versus car number 11. Very similar, not very similar actually, times in the pits. Nicholas Pacheco only spent 10 seconds in the pit box versus Barry Morrison, who spent 13 seconds in the pit box. So time was made up by Nicholas Pacheco. I think he's actually... Yes, he was. He was the fastest in and out car in the pits out of GTE class. He only spent 10.7 seconds. That pips most other cars to the post.
Ford EcoBoost. That's all you can say about that. Ford EcoBoost. But he has made up 5 places this race. It's been a really good drive in the Ford. He could make it 6 with this move on Morrison. And Morrison for Simsa Esport, they're having a bad reverser, and it actually holds up Pacheco. That might mean... Oh, actually, a bit of grass there for Morrison, so no. I thought Pacheco might have been compromised going down for this drags race down to the first corner. But he pulls out very wide early. Side by side, almost with a little bit of overlap. Tries to get the inside line here. He'll need to go aggressive, but if he... Oh, hell, there's an LMP2 just going by.
Crikey, on the grass.
I think if Pacheco stayed in the slipstream longer behind Morrison, he would have been compromised on that LMP2, but he would have been able to make a move, I think, on Morrison. Kind of lost it there with what he was doing behind the line. And they're going to be doing 36 laps, by the way. The counter for the GTs is 35.96. It's going to be a tight battle there for these guys. There's only a handful of laps left for them. But Pacheco is catching Morrison in this Simsa Porsche. Probably, I think, one of the only Porsches out there at the moment. I think there is another Porsche, but again, not many Porsches.
There's 2 other Porsches.
Wow, there's 2 Porsches, 2 Fords, 2 Corvettes, and the rest are Ferraris. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good.
Or as the Ferrari drivers would say, grazie ragazzi.
Grazie ragazzi, a Forza Ferrari.
Also,
yes.
I will say this. You say Forza Ferrari, but you hate the color red on the Ferrari. I'll bring that up, yes. I am still salty.
Is it that? I don't want that new Ferrari Ray Tate Lego kit.
Well, you have to explain to everybody why you hate red on the Ferrari so much, though.
I don't hate red on the Ferrari. I hate that iRacing and trading paint. There are too many red Ferraris. Red is not Ferrari's color originally. It's yellow. Red only came due to Formula 1 racing. So let's see some yellow. Let's see some other colors on these Ferraris.
Well, we're seeing orange right now because that's Simsa Esports looking to see if they can defend themselves from Nicholas Pacheco. Nicholas Pacheco, does he have the legs? He doesn't. And now he's got LMP1s. That's the car 36 and the car 33 battling behind them. And that is Andre of the car number 33 getting by Vincent Barjon. Barjon, his day's gone bad to worse now. He's down in 8th position. Where did he start? 16th
Barjon
position.
started, yeah, he started 9th actually, so he's not been had bad, but yeah, he was up high. I think as high as 5th at one stage, but has gone down the pecking order as he's just getting by the traffic, and that hurts Pacheco. That hurts Pacheco, and Jaffo has now pulled up behind them as well, so that's going to be a 3-car battle for that position as well. 4:30 remaining. Your leader still Will Lyon, Alex Salmon in P2, and Jam Corbs has managed to make not a lot of time up. The gap now, as he's just had a little bit of a moment coming out of Villeneuve, is 2 seconds, so not able to catch up to Salmon. But Salmon slowly, and I say slowly, catching Will Lyon because of traffic. So we'll wait and see what happens there with 4 minutes to go. Let's get back to that GTE battle, though. Go now back onto Morrison as they're coming down to Ravazza. And I want to see this time, does Morrison not have that sketchy line into...
Oh, he did have a sketchy... He had a sketchy line going into both of them at that stage. It's not cost him too much time because Nicholas will have to follow him. He doesn't have a choice. But does he have enough legs to be able to overtake him? They're kind of doing similar speeds, even though Pacheco has slipstream. What's going on?
No idea what's going on, if I'm brutally honest. It's very interesting to see. It just surprises me that Pacheco is, using slipstream, but not getting anywhere. I think a lot of that is being compromised by the line that Morrison, the sketchy line that Morrison is taking through Ravazza 2. And that also probably Ravazza 1 with the way he's been taking the whole line. You can see Pacheco, he needs to start thinking, I can't overtake him on the straight. It's not working. Can I do it in Ravazza? Maybe. How about Tosa? I can try and send it and force the issue as he tried there. Peritella? Yeah, let's just put the nose out a little bit. Let's just let him know that I'm starting to get anxious. 3 minutes remaining as an LMP2 just coming by them. How's that going to upset things? He actually waits for them. Very good, respectful there. Pacheco is just thinking now. What can I do? What can I do? Hold behind. Hold behind. There's only a couple laps left. Can I make it this lap? Do I make it on the last lap? Am I going to be a bit brave? He's going to be a bit brave into Variante Alta. They touch, but he makes the move. He did force Morrison off, though, and he may get the position. No. Do they both have slowdowns?
Yeah,
yes.
He gave the position back, though.
Good racing, but you can see he is getting desperate. You can see he is getting desperate right now. Let's the lead LMP1 by Will Lyon. Now, what does Morrison do? You will be seeing a replay right here as they go wide. I'll be keeping an eye on the battle as they come around. It's a very clean Ravazza 2 there for Morrison, but there it is, a little bit of touching as you saw on the replay there. Very interesting, but a shout out there to Pacheco and Morrison really for giving each other the positions back after that. As I believe there is 2 laps to go.
There is indeed. Just under 2 minutes remain of the race. The moves have to be made and have to be made now. This is one of them. Lewis Woods battling Jan Corbs for 3rd position. Jan Corbs, by the way, the 2 Porsches started on the front row. The 2 Porsches are nowhere to be seen on the front row, and one of them is being threatened to be pushed on the bottom of the 2nd row by Lewis Woods, who's snaking his way towards the rear end of that 919. As it come through, does... Ooh, that is Jan Corbs running a bit wide.
I think he's trying to hurry a lot of speed. Look at the speed he's trying to hold. I think it's something the Porsches have been doing just with their downforce ability there. They've been just trying to hold a lot of speed through Peritella. I have seen it quite a bit from Volmers as well. Of course, in all due fairness, Corbs lost it with pitch strategy just because of the fuel tank, if we're being honest. And then, of course, he did have a moment where he spun or lost the car. But the white flag is being flown. Barney is flowing? Barney is throwing the white flag.
Flowing.
He's I said it again almost. He's throwing the white flag as Will Lyon takes the white flag and everyone behind. Alex Salmon looks pretty comfortable in P2. And Corbs manages to hold the slipstream advantage over Woods, so Woods cannot pull in with slipstream. So that should hold him. But what about that battle between Pacheco and Morrison, Rob? Because it's trying to heat up again. The gap is 0.1 of a second as they start the final lap. Pacheco wants to try and go around the outside. He is not going to be able to make it. he will just tuck in, or he's been compromised turning in as well. Hits a bit of that sausage. He's losing time to Morrison. I think that might be all she wrote, unless Morrison had a bad second half of the track.
And we also have LMP2s coming onto their white flag lap. The current leader there is Maciej Mlajnek. He is 14 seconds ahead of everybody else. So let's stick with this. Let's keep on this. Make sure that we have all eyes on what will be probably the biggest of the two battles in my mind right now. The battle between Jan Korbs and Lewis Woods has died away. And we have a three-way battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Oliver Dean has gone down one more position. Again, he's not having the best luck right now.
But in the lead, Will Lyon will take the checkered flag. The Iron Brew Audi is on the top step. Once again, Imola, Will Lyon wins. Alex Salmon will take P2. Jan Korbs will take 3. And Lewis Woods will take 4. That is your victors for the LMP1. Let's get back to the GTE racing.
Barry Morrison and Nicolas Pacheco. Checo, does he have anything to reply with? He doesn't. He doesn't. No, it's not like this. Not like this. Please, no. And he's not made it. He'll have to settle for 5th, but that was good sportsmanship by Nicolas there. Fair play to him for giving back the position. Does Oliver Dean have anything in a tank? No, he doesn't. This is on board with Nick Ludiek. And he didn't have anything either for Bram van der Ham. By the way, what a name though. Bram van der Ham.
Tyson Meyer.
Can we give him name of the day?
If you want. I was going to say, unfortunately, Tyson Meyer did finish 10th. Salmon takes the season's championship. Well, Josh is saying Alex Salmon takes the season championship. We still have 1 week left to play. Anything can happen in the final week in terms of drop weeks. We'll wait and see. We will not confirm anything.
Wait, we have drop weeks? We don't do drop weeks.
We don't do drop weeks, but in terms of the iRacing Championship, in terms of the iRacing Championship, we will see. But, yeah, Tyson there just confirming, as we knew, a speeding penalty as he exited the pits. What could have been. But shall we go over the results of a very fun Imola?
Indeed, we will. Will Lyons, well done to you, sir. Coming home in first position. Might have struck you out just a little bit, but it was only in jest. It was only in jest. Don't hurt me. In the Iron Brew car. With Alex Salmon in second place. In third is Jan Korbs. Fourth, Lewis Woods. Fifth, Jan Volmers. Sixth is Sam Blackwood. In seventh is Ishmael Yakubu. And I was about to say who is in eighth position, but it's Steve Who in 8th position. In first position for LMP2 is Mlajnek. Well done to him. That it's actually Christoph in second position. Very well done to him. McDonald in third. He got the position back from Raidillon, who was in fourth. Thrain in fifth. Brighto in sixth. Seventh is Efemenko. Eighth is Baume. I really have pronounced his name like 4 or 5 different ways at this stage. I'm sorry. Walter in 9th, a lap down. 10th is Zayat, a lap down. And then 11th is Bajon. Bajon just not his day today. Benzo takes the win in GTE. I was about to say the Ferrari class. I was like, oh no. Let's not have that war. Newland in second, Ira in third. In fourth is Morrison. Pacheco unfortunately could not convert a great run into fourth. He has to stick with fifth. Jatho in sixth. Ham in seventh. In eighth is Ludek. Ninth, Oliver Dean. Unfortunately, just not his race. Neither was it the race for Tyson Meyer. Really unfortunate what happened to him. Speeding at the exit. He could have had it. He had that gap ahead and behind him. He could have just went boom. But he went boom a bit too early. That's a quote you could take to the bank. Schiller in 11th. In 12th was Plun. And of course we get down into 12th for LMP2. Back against LMP2. That's Teixeira, 3 laps down off the LMP2 guys. Gautier in 13th for GTE. Sorsad in 14th for GTE. 15th was Opoku, and 16th was Zamora. And then we have our 2 retirees. That is Bell and Andrea Ramacotti.
Ramacotti. Sorry, I shouldn't say it like that.
How are you more
Apologies.
Italian than I am? You're British.
I don't know. Let's go over some big movers before I give you my driver of the day.
I was about to say Ireland and Italy share 2 colors in their flags, so we're more Italian than you are.
Right, well, let's just go with some big movers of the day. Not a lot of big movers in the LMP1 field. Of course, Lion and Salmon made up 2 spots. The LMP2 field, by the way, we didn't talk a lot about Nikolai Frane. Finished P5, made up 8 spots overall, and Alec Brom as well. He made up 6 spots to get a P8. Elsewhere in the GT, Daxel Ari takes 5 positions up the field, and not a lot left. Jan Schiller made up 5, starting at the back to finish 11. But my driver of the day, despite he came just short at the end there, he also made 5 places up. But Nicholas Pacheco, with a great drive in the Ford, came from 10th to 5th. Could have had 4th. It was unlucky there. But for me, personally, he is my driver of the day.
I'll take that as well, to be fair. Pacheco did very well for himself. You know, just keeping it cool.
Ooh. Well, I think it's time to chill, because thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again for watching us. If you have joined us from iRacing.com/live, this is Raidillon TV every Friday night, 1900 GMT, with the ILMS broadcast. The final week is next week. I will tell you what else we've got on the horizon. Sunday, the Fanatec GT Challenge at Lime Rock. Wednesday, the Racing Sim Rigs World Series and Racing Sim Rigs Americas Series. GT3 for the World Series, GTE for the American Series. It has been a fun season. You cannot miss that at 2000 GMT on a Wednesday. But as I said, we do the ILMS series, and you probably wonder where we're going to go for the final race. Well, let's go to Spa. Let's say goodbye to Spa for a season, because it's not in the. It won't be around next season. So we'll kick off. Well, we'll say farewell to the 2020 Season 4 Championship with Spa next week. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button and the subscribe button on YouTube. Thank you very much. Any pennies you do have for support will be appreciated, even if it is just a penny. We have a Discord underneath the YouTube video. Please feel free to join us in our little community. And of course, a shout out once again to trackcams22.com. Don't forget, we are on Twitter and Instagram. That is Raidillon TV. And our website, of course, raidillon.tv. But for now, I have been Craig King.
I have been Rob O'Brien. Really?
And
you would leave me on. You would leave me on that pedestal, would you?
I would leave you on that pedestal. What I will say though is this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need.
Oh yeah, hi Bimsa. Go to IMSA. Tell them we sent you. Paste the link. Paste the link. Go, 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 go.